The Rosie and Bill Show wish to thank our primary sponsors. The Malin Agency, located in Springfield, PA, where they take pride in exceeding expectations every time.
The Roselli Agency. Brian and his team of insurance professionals have been serving the needs of Chester County for more than 2 decades.
Anthony DeCecco and our friends at Tennis Addiction are ready to serve all your tennis needs at their beautiful facility in Exton, PA.
I gave my ex-wife our house. I forgot to take my name off of it. She intentionally didn't pay the bill. I got a foreclosure notice. My credit score is 4.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rosie and Bill Show. Our guest this week is a true comedy icon. He's been named Stand-Up Comedian of the Year. He's performed for 4 presidents, and his comedy specials are among the most popular of all time. Please welcome to the Rosie and Bill Show comedian, actor, coach, and Philadelphia native, Craig Shoemaker. Craig, welcome to the show.
The problem with that nice introduction is half your audience is going, who the hell is this? Icon. You kidding me? Well, after this, they will.
You better believe it.
Everybody's going to know my name now.
There you go. Well, Craig, I'll tell you what, it is such a pleasure. This is something that we've been looking forward to for a long time. I personally have been looking forward to this to a long time. And we've got a lot of things that we want to talk about. You've taken versatility to a whole new level in your career, and we're going to cover as many of those bases as we can. But first, I'd like to take a trip back to your early days, back to the city of brotherly love.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up as a kid in Philly?
I think the comedy started, my dad left when I was born. I was like, something I said, wah, he's gone. and I think that adversity was like right out of the gate. I got to do something to do comedy and make people laugh. And I recall something happening recently. Well, not recently, but I had a recollection of something where I had a real, like a gift from the higher source of saying, you were meant to do this. It was in 4th grade. And we moved a lot. I actually thought the word evict meant move. I thought they were the same word when I was a kid. Here's the eviction truck. Oh, we got to go again. My mom would cry and read a letter. We were gone. And we're in 4th grade. I was in 4th grade, and I was told a story about my mom beating me up. And the whole class was laughing. The teacher was trying not to laugh. And the next day, it was an amazing experience. I was on cloud 9. No one knew who I was. Now they knew my name. I was getting attention and affection and all of that. And the teacher the next day, believe it or not, this is never gone today, she took my hands and tied my wrists behind my back with blue yarn and locked me in a closet, the supply closet, for a whole day.
What?
And I remember sitting and she goes, don't get off this box. And I was so defiant. I kept getting off and I'd see her thighs coming through the vent. I'd jump back on the box of paper. And it was amazing to me. What happened that day was, you keep going. There was like a voice inside me that said, you keep going. You keep sharing your pain, keep sharing your anxiety, your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, and watch what people do. They light up. And it allows them the freedom also to do the same thing. Laughter is such a wonderful medicine. And I was going to give this medicine. I was meant to do it for the rest of my life. And that's what the big G told me that day. No matter what, there's no guidance counselor. There's no teacher. There's no peers that say, go be a comic. Things got to be pretty bad if they're pulling you a guidance counselor. You know, this is all that's left on you. We got nothing. You know, you according to your SATs, sorry. It's just stand-up comedy for you, Craig. But nobody does that. And nobody kept me going except for something inside. Some big, high light source was saying, you keep going because people feel good. Even though Mrs. Stout didn't feel good. She had to lock me in a closet for a whole day.
Well, I don't even know how to respond to that because there are so many things right and wrong with that.
Yeah.
Locking you in a closet, for God's sake. She was probably saying things like, "Ah, you think you're funny? You're a funny guy, huh?" And then you're like, "Yeah."
Exactly right.
At some point, you're like, "Yeah, I actually am."
Yes. I'm ready to charge a cover charge. You get a water ice and a pretzel with your comedy.
A little mallow cup,
Mallow cup. It was this, and something happened recently. I'll make the story brief, but it told me that I'm doing the right thing. A lot of people have said, "Oh, my daughter had leukemia. We listened to your CD," and it's beautiful to hear these messages, and they're constant. Guy that works for me, he said he brought this guy, and after my show, this is 20 years ago. After the show, he turned to me, he says, "I was going to commit suicide, and life is worth living." And there's so many stories that tell me that I'm in the right business, that I'm doing the right thing, even though it's a very diverse career, as you said. It's gone all different places, but it all came from doing stand-up to begin with. And there's this pastor here in Los Angeles. People said you should meet him, and I met him, and does this story on stage. And he says, he was studying to be a pastor, and his girlfriend was pregnant with his fiance, and he had a mentor, an older guy, married guy, was this Christian mentor, and he taught him everything. And he went to his parents and introduced. And they said, "Oh, she's pregnant. Get out of this house. We disown you. We'll never speak to you again." They disowned him. He's completely betrayed. And then she turns when she says, "It's not even your child. It's your best friend's child." And he was completely, as you can imagine, that's the ultimate betrayal. Your parents now, your fiance in Christianity, and your pastor mentor. So he was going to commit suicide. He was going to go off this cliff. He knew exactly where it was going to be, and a miracle occurred. And I heard him say this, and I went to Kenny Loggins, my old friend, and he was literally doing a song called Peace of Mind. I was feeling so ethereal and so light. And a text message came, and he said, from the pastor who I just met, he goes, "The reason I didn't drive off the cliff is someone handed me a CD of Craig Shoemaker right before I got in that car. I put it on. I laughed till I cried." He goes, "Life is worth living. I am with you forever." And he's been my friend ever since. And that was, I went back to fourth grade. I had that memory. I said, "Thank you. Thank you for giving me this gift that I'm going to keep sharing with people," including him. And now his family, they come to my shows and they're like, "Oh, this is the guy." And he says I saved his life, and I'll have to believe him.
Greg, what is that like for you? Because obviously you're spiritual and you have a connection. And at a young age, you listened to those inner voices, which are it's really important. But what is that like for you to be a channel of that for other people?
It's a mind-bending, transformative, beautiful experience. It's magnificent to tap into our true potential and help other people do that as well, which is what I now do. I'm a coach, and I love being one. I'm still doing a lot of stand-up at a high level, but most rewarding thing is when I have people at our graduation last week, and I have my celebrity friends came to the graduation. We have a Winning with Humor course about how to really alchemize humor and turn it into gold in your life, and how laughter is so much more important than we give it credit for, how we can become independent and truly strong through our sense of humor and our sense of self. And it is so gratifying. My life is so extraordinary. And by the way, bad stuff happens all the time. I mean, my wife left our marriage out of nowhere, and it's not easy to deal with, but we deal with it with, dignity, integrity, laughter, and joy, love, light, and levity. That's how we deal with it, no matter what. And it's not easy. It's certainly not instructed by most people, but that's where I like to take people. In this graduation, they affirm, like, "Hey, you're doing the right thing here." Somebody shared that even the way, like, if somebody says, "How are you?" How do you guys respond? How do you respond? Say, "How are you?" Let's just pretend. We're going to go to you first, Rosie. How are you?
Usually I'll say, "Oh, good, thanks. How are you?"
Okay. All right.
Because
What
people
about
don't really want to know.
What about you, Bill? What do you say?
Usually, believe it or not, Craig, I usually say if I was doing any better, it would be illegal.
Okay, nice. See, those words alone, this woman told me about how it's things like I call things not homework, I call it fun assignments. She said, "You telling me that little thing," she goes, "then I don't feel the burden of it like I felt my whole life. I want to do homework. Oh, it's an assignment. No, I made a fun assignment." And even I say, when somebody asks you how you're doing, no matter what, say whatever it is, make it very positive vibration. I always say fantastic. And my mother always goes, she's very predictable, "Oh, I love to hear that," because she's very negative. And she loves to hear that I'm not dying, And she was just visiting me, and she's just a flat out riot. She's so funny. I just put her on the plane back to Philadelphia now. But and listen, it's that to give people that reflection back, they need that right now. We're in a very divided world. It's dark and dire, and anger and rage is just so rampant right now. And so why not shift it all by just going, I'm magnificent? And it shocks people. I had somebody who goes, oh, I'm above ground. I go, boy, there's some good standards you're setting for yourself. Right. That's going to make for a great day. So, and I think that that's what your podcast is about positivity. And that's why I'm on here, to be honest with you. I get invited to podcasts all the time, and I turn down most. But when they told me that, people that work with me, I said, I'm in.
Oh,
add to that Delaware Valley and Gina Lombardi. Now that's a whole bonus that I wasn't even aware of until the pre-show.
That's right. Our Gina, she's the sweetest. She is the best. So, Craig, were you ever scared, though, doing stand-up comedy?
Oh, my God. To the point of panic attacks. Unbelievable panic attacks where I would grab onto the microphone stand and just feel myself sweating and heart palpitating. I thought I was dying. And good old Dick Shawn, he died on stage. And during his acting, they left him there because they thought it was part of his act. His own son was his stage manager and left him dead on the stage.
Oh, my God.
And when I have the panic attacks, I go, you damn you, Dick Shawn. Because I always think I'm going to be the next one that dies on stage. And then I heard another one that went not too long ago. It's like, so during the panic attacks, all panic attack is about your thoughts. That's all it's about, fear and thoughts. That's all it is. It's not real. And once I knew it wasn't real, I had a checkup and everything. But they lasted for years, and I don't have them anymore. And but yeah, absolute fright. But the way I get over that, I teach this as well, is I just pray or think to myself, be of service to everyone out there who's ever waiting for you. They need you. They need you to be of service to them. Get out of your ego, out of yourself, out of your self-obsession. You don't want anything except for share your joy, share your experience, share your version of laughter, which works. A lot of people have laughed at me through the years, or with me or at me, and just give it up. Just give it up and let them get it or not. And that energy, I call it genuine energy flow. That genuine energy flow really works in all businesses and all life, but it definitely works for stand-up, is be of service to the people that are out there. And sure enough, they reflect back, man. You got me through this. You got me through that. I don't like comedians. I hear all the great feedback. It's amazing.
Yeah, Craig, I think what's also amazing is I'm listening to this, it's almost as if you've kind of come full circle in that you went from being nervous and having panic attacks to now using humor, winning with humor, and kind of the antithesis of that. And in both ways, you've been of great service to people. So I just want to commend you for that, because again, as you were saying earlier, and also one of the reasons why we started this show, there's so much negativity out there. And the only way you can top negativity is to kind of beat it down with positivity. And what you're doing is going to leave such a lasting impact on people, especially now with these courses.
Well, yeah, I give them literally, and it wasn't written by me. It was written by a higher source. I'm shocked at what came out of me, to be honest with you. I mean, it is a step-by-step, absolutely provable formula that I take people through in these courses and one-on-ones as well. And I have seen the results. And there's no question that there's results, that you can be funnier, and anyone can be funny. Once we get out of these limitations that we put on ourselves, what I always say is we are born laughing. We're born in light. We're born in joy. And then what happens is they get in line. So my new book is called Get Out of Line and Into Alignment. Get in alignment with your true self, genuine energy flow. Your true self is joy. Your true self is light, is levity. Your kids are born laughing. Kids laugh way more than adults. So I said, let's go catch the kids. They laugh 200 times. We laugh 20. Let's have a laugh bit and go catch them. That's a goal now. And exchanging your favorite sitcoms. I give that for a fun time. How about your favorite movies? And even quotes from favorite movies. Those aren't pillows. That makes you smile. Just to see, it makes you smile just hearing the quote, planes, trains, automobiles. It was one of the funniest scenes ever. And you're laughing just at that quote. You can do that. So I didn't tell that joke. All I did was reflect it. So anyone can do that. And you share these things with people. And it's unlimited where we can go. But everyone puts you in these limiting goals that they have. Here's what you do. You memorize these books. You memorize Nina Pinta Santa Maria. You memorize 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. There's no texture to it. There's no context. There's nothing uplifting about those memories of something you don't even know about what really took place. What happens is in the now is where we need to get to. And in the now is this vibration of love that we all are. We are these things already. So now it's just a matter of peeling away the crap and get into that alignment. And that's what I teach people. I say, here are the ways to get there. Here's the pathway to get there and release your true potential. It's potent.
I want to take your class, Craig. Jeez.
So many times when I've watched comedians, I'll wait for the funny part and then it's over. Or it'll be 20 or 30 minutes long and then it's over. You go on and on. And so in addition to laughing my ass off the entire time, I can't help but wonder, how do you remember it all?
A lot of people ask me that. It's funny you should say that. Do you remember your life? I'm just giving you my life. So I think of bullet points. This is one leads to this one leads to that. And I come up with different orders on things. I'll say, this is a point where you can go to the crowd. This is a point where you can just relax and just let's see what comes up. And this is a point where you're going to get to this exact bit that you want to get to. And this one leads to this bit. And this has a segue, but this is related to, it's a woman's world, for instance. And that becomes a hunk. And so it's all in my mind like a screenplay or like a play. And this is why I don't like guest sets. I do a 90-minute show, just like you're going to a play. And that's why they say, could I do a guest set? People get angry with me. I go, no, it's like if I'm up there doing Hamilton and you say, hey, can I stop by and do Rent? Can I do a couple scenes from Rent in the middle of your play or the beginning of your play? No, I'm there. The people are there to have a connection with me. And when my story that I'm telling and my experiences. So I'm not like most comedians and I do guest sets and stuff. And I don't like doing guest sets because that's a sprint and I'm a marathoner. So it's easy to remember how I got to the marathon. I became a good marathoner by the hard work that it takes, by taking those steps, by making sure that I work on my posture and my breathing and everything else, metaphorically. And so that's how I do it, And so people have asked me that a lot about how do you memorize all that? And it is a long show, and I just tell them we're all just one step away from releasing our potential. It's just a matter of how can we find those keys to be able to do that in a free way, in a way where we can just have absolute expression without the fears, without the doubts, without the worries, without the judgments of other people, without feeling like you're going to have something taken away from you and all that. What if you're just open to doing that? And then there's an ethereal connection that takes place between the audience and us. And that's where we all want to get to. And I mean the audience being you and your dinner table. Mm-hmm. One of the guys in the course, he came up with this on his own. But again, I'm just like the ignition. Remember the ignitions? We actually had to turn a key.
Before the button.
before you just walk in and it turns on, or you press a button.
Yeah.
Were they really having a problem with the key? People are writing in, I've got carpal tunnel syndrome. Starting my car. You better come up with something else. Oh, this
takes too long.
I can press a button. Now that I can do. It's amazing to me. I feel so sorry for the kids now. It's all done for them. By the way, you don't want a millennial stealing your car. Get a stick shift. They'll be breaking in. What the hell is that? It's low jack. And the guy's got two brakes. So we've gone too far. We're not thinking anymore.
I agree, and it's causing lots of problems, Craig. It's causing lots of problems.
Critical thinking is out the window. It's all based on technology. I always say, hey kids, what's going to be like if you're ever lost in the woods and there's no reception? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't YouTube your answer here. So
yeah. I want to get back to when you were talking about at this point you do this and that in the show and you go to the audience. I was watching one of your shows and you were talking about shooting the guns and you were having the guys in the audience make their sound effects. And what came up in my mind was, why are men so much better at making sound effects than women? I think that they are. I think it's some kind of innate ability. And I want to know your opinion on that.
By the way, I want to give you a little tip in comedy. This is my tip for everyone. You're not going to get my opinion. You're going to get my experience.
Okay.
This is something that we could all utilize in life, because your opinions are, obviously people are going to attack your opinion. They can't attack your experience. So my experience is that is not true.
Okay.
What's true is I go to the audience and I have men do it, because what also is true in my experience is it's funnier to laugh at men and it's funnier to laugh at women, because America's Home Videos every week it's a man, not a woman, gets hit in the nuts. Ha 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 ha. Give him 10 grand. The poor sucker is nuts guy. You never see a woman get hit with a hammer in the crotch. It doesn't happen. Not funny. So it's funnier when men do these noises and are attempt. And you said they're good at it. No, they're awful at it. That's why the bit's funny. I've never found a good machine gun sound. As a matter of fact, we're going to have Bill do it right now. Bill, put your fingers up just like you're a kid. Get your gun ready. And I want to hear your best machine gun sound. Ready, go. I rest my case, Rosie. It's like Chewbacca.
It was Zoom. It was actually it was done really well, but Zoom compressed it, Craig.
Oh, Chewbacca constipated. That's what that was. Chewbacca's looking for a bathroom.
I always wondered what it was like to be that guy in the front row. Now I know.
Exactly. Rosie, take it back that men are good at sound effects. Take it back. You could have done way better than that.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think
you're a machine gun, Rosie. I usually don't go to the women. I know I'm sexist.
No, I would just go.
See, much better. Much better.
Oh, is it?
The constipated Chewbacca. Much better.
Okay, I take it back.
I could make fun of it, because that's the other thing, is men making fun of women is just not as funny as men making fun of men.
Right. I agree with that.
Along those lines, one of the things I'm wondering about, Craig, is when it comes to things that are funny, things that aren't funny, do you in any way have to approach writing differently today than maybe when you started, because of kind of how sensitive things are in the world?
Yes, supposedly, but I'm doing the opposite. I'm actually developing a bit right now. You're the first to see it, where I have this right hand, right? And pretend he's a puppet, because puppets get away with everything. They win America's Got Talent. These ventriloquists, they can say anything. They could be racist. Jeff Dunham has Ahmed, the dead terrorist. He's got a pimp who's black. I mean, literally, because it comes out of here. It's okay. So I have this hand that says the worst things ever. And this guy is like, he's the voice of reason. He's the voice who does yoga. Contemplate and be mindful of what you're saying. This guy's going, you're a douche. Shove your yoga pants up your ass. So the two fight now. But I have a saying. I'm from Philly, but I live in California. I'm stuck between namaste and kiss my ass. I live. So my other response is based on my experiences. I was always left. I've been always left my whole life. But I realized I'm out of the left now. During the pandemic, I left the left because they're intolerant. Obviously, I would feel that the right is intolerant because that's the way I was programmed to believe. Now I'm right in the middle. I'll never go right and I'll never go left. I'm right here. I'm also judging the woke people. The woke people, they are so arrogant to decide what is woke and what isn't. And based on a one line from the way you look or way you appear, of course, a white guy, you're always going to look one way. That's the way they see you. So you're unwoke or you're not. So you know what? I lean into it on my new shirt. There it is. Unwoke AF.
Unwoke Air Force.
Air Force. If they want to believe that's what it means, then they can believe that's what it means. But I am unwoke. I'm leaning into it because I don't care about your cancel culture anymore because you're canceling comedy, you're canceling fun. That's your problem. You don't understand a joke. Wait a couple seconds later. You might understand it, might re-examine it, or DM me. You don't have to call it out from the audience and heckle and be all self-important. It's the self-importance of people hiding behind keyboard cowards, taking people down, canceling comics when we're independent workers. Cancel a corporation. They can afford it, believe me. Cancel somebody that's really causing harm to the environment or to people. Cancel them. Don't come after a comedian because our whole intent is to make you laugh, make you feel better. If you don't feel better for that one instant, let it go. Move on to the next joke. If you don't like that it says unwoke AF, examine it further and listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not. By the way, what if the word was empathetic? What if the word was compassion? Let's wear that on our shirts and say, hey, woke, I'm woke. Who do you think you are? You're woke. You get to decide who's not woke and who's not, what movies we should watch, who we should support, who we should take down. You're not the one who's deciding. And to think that you are unwoke. You are not woke. You're the opposite. So there's my preach. There's my experiences. My experiences. That's what happened with the left. Got too arrogant. I left the left. I can't go right because I've seen too much crap over there as well. Let's all stay right in this center space of love, light, and levity, right?
There you go.
Amen to that.
Now, Craig, you mentioned kind of how important coaching is to you. And you also have winning with humor. How much has that impacted you? And how does that feel, that experience, to share with other people, to help other people in those ways?
Now, I made probably trillion people laugh, or maybe trillion laughs, maybe not trillion people, but yeah, literally it's a lot. I've been doing this since, well, outside Philadelphia, Ava Tamini's backyard, Flourtown, Pennsylvania. And I performed for free beer. And I also performed at Schneider, Harrison, Siegel, and Lewis, this law firm on 15th and Sansom. Performed in their lunchroom, put myself through college, been doing comedy since high school, 17 years old. Oh. And it's magnificent, the feelings that happen that are transferred back and forth with people. But this thing with the coaching, it just took it to a different level, because it's a real, it's something that people can use, and it's scalable even. Like when you have a night of laughs, that's fantastic. It's wonderful. What a relief that's happening. But when you get to do it yourself and learn how you can, I was going to give you an example of this guy, Sean. Actually, he's outside of Philadelphia himself, one of my clients, personal clients, and he's also on the coaching. He does the coaching calls with the course. And you know what he came up with on his own? I didn't come up with this. I love it. I use it though. He has his kids tell dad jokes at dinner. And he goes, the best dad joke gets a reward. You don't have to do the dishes. So they're scrambling to come up with the best dad jokes. I do it with my family now. My kids have all these great dad jokes. And I give them some of my own, and I write some of my own. I'm going to give you my own original Craig Shoemaker dad joke, all right?
Okay.
What kind of vegetable got caught in the pirate's throat? And artichoke. Dad jokes are great. They're nice and clean. You can look them up. It doesn't matter if you're eating someone else's dad jokes. It doesn't matter. It's about the fun. So his family now shifted from this big, intimidating guy that he learned how to be intimidating his whole life. Big, intimidating, Philly guy. You know, you straighten up, sit down, you know, whatever it is, you know, that commanding way. He's now loosened up to the point where he brings laughter to his family. They're looking at him going, who's this guy? Imagine that. So that's what the coaching is, that every person can do that in your own family.
Craig, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this question. And I'm going to do my best to see if I can get through the question without cracking up. So, you know, I was wondering how the Lovemaster was doing these days, and how long do you think he can keep it up?
Keep it up. That's the part where you couldn't keep your laughter in check there. I'm wondering if that's the first time I've heard that. How long can a Lovemaster keep up?
Yeah. 40 days and 40 nights, baby. Oh, yeah. Till the floods happen, baby. You're going to need flood insurance when I'm done, baby, with the Lovemaster, master of love, baby. I'm a sight for sore thighs, baby.
See, Bill? He loves this.
Bill, I guarantee if you've watched Attitude or any of my specials that you are doing the Lovemaster around the house, or you're doing it on whatever you're on, a date or in the hanging out. Have you ever tried to do the Lovemaster? Be honest.
Maybe here and there. Yeah.
I knew it. So I want to hear you do the Love Master. It's going to be worse than the gun. I trust me, Rosie. It'll be worse than the gun sound. He's going to try to do the Love Master. Do you need a line, or do you want to come up with your own one of my lines? Go
We got
ahead.
to make sure we hit that button on YouTube, not for kids. So
Yes, it is. It's for kids. It's all innuendo. It's
here
innocent.
we go. Yeah, that's true. No, you're right.
The kids
So here
talk
we
worse
go.
than we do. Believe me.
True.
But give it my best shot.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, I got 4 inches. Some women don't like it that wide.
Oh my God! It's Foghorn Leghorn. I said, baby, how old is a bowling ball there, boy? Hey, baby, that was pretty good.
Yay, Bill. Good for you, Bill. Craig, is there a favorite joke that you have over the years? Is there any one that if you said, oh, this is the best joke I ever wrote?
My best joke is like my last joke. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's the most fresh. I just put one on Instagram. It was a pretty big hit, actually. I'll say, what is it? You know what? I'll have to read it for you. You got to get it right. Just wrote it, so it's not even in my act yet. But the response has been incredible. Here we go. Sex? ? I'm in such a dry spell. I needed lube to slide into her DMs.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that one. I laughed. Yeah. My own personal favorite, though, Craig, I have to tell you, I think is when you share the story of how they were sitting around a room and a guy came up with the idea for the Pez dispenser.
Oh yeah, that's my classic. That's
because somebody actually had to do that.
To sit around I have an idea. I said he was drunk.
Yeah.
A big plastic head with a thyroid problem. Anyway, yeah. That Pez is one of those things that, you know what I love about that joke, not so the Lovemaster. What I do love about Lovemaster is I get to change the lyrics all the time. Like I have to do best of stuff. A lot of comedians, they don't believe in that. They have that new.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me. I mean, if you come see a play, they're not going to change the words, right? You're coming to see that play.
Right.
Well, obviously I change it all the time, but there's some greatest hits, if you will.
Sure.
Like Springsteen, I don't want to hear all new stuff. I love Springsteen, but I don't want to hear all new stuff. I mostly want to hear the old stuff. It's nostalgic. I love it. I can hear it time and time again. So why would the same not be said for stand-up comedy? So I've got the Pez that's almost always in there. People say I could hear it over and over again. I'm going to laugh at that. So I'm going to give that to them, and the people that think, oh, I've heard this before, let them not laugh for a couple seconds, doesn't matter. But the great about Love Masters, I get to write new lines. I have pandemic Love Master lines.
Yeah, baby. 6 feet social distance, 6 feet. That's just the tip, baby. Yeah.
So what's great about Love Master is Springsteen, he has got to do Born to Run. He can't do Baby, I'm Born to Trot. I'm Born to Jog. You got to stick with the words. I get to do new words all the time with Love Master, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's so much fun, Craig. Oh my goodness, we could talk to you for hours. We're so glad that you came out and, made time to see us. So you're coming back at Philly in August.
Yes. I'll be at the Jersey Shore also. I think in
Okay.
Ventnor or something like that. I've got a bunch of like surrounding stuff, and I'll go see family and friends. My best friend is in Philly. My family's in Philly still, and I just love being back. I love being from Philly. I think it's really probably the most underrated city in the world. I mean, it really is. It has everything. It's so beautiful. The largest park. I mean, Fairmount Park, and
Right.
all the the historical stuff downtown. The buildings are magnificent. You even have the gargoyles, and if you look closely, the buildings, it's just magnificent. When it was built, how it was built, that it survived war and everything. It was once the Capitol and the Liberty Bell and all of that stuff. But it's the people, the character of the people that has a bad reputation and should not.
Right.
What I love about Philadelphians, and this I say about comedies, they tell the truth. I live in California. It's not a truth-telling place. There's a lot of phonies here, transactional relationships, not true relationships. I'm so into my Philadelphia roots. And
We were just going to ask you about the Philadelphia sports teams.
Oh, I made my kids into Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies fans. They're, I might get child services called on me, but they're in California that they are all loyal, green for the Eagles, whatever it is. I made them into huge sports. As a matter of fact, my son is up for a job at Drexel. He's getting his master's at Fairleigh Dickinson. He will never return to California. And my other son too. They love the rootedness of Philadelphia. There's nothing like it. And literally the trees are rooted. Did you know the trees? I never knew this until I was here for a few years. Palm trees in California, not indigenous. They're all brought in. They're not even real.
I didn't know that.
Palm trees. I didn't know it either.
Wow.
But the Philadelphia has these rooted trees that play golf there. These country clubs have been there for 100 years. And, I don't like the trees when I'm playing golf. There's a positive and negative to everything, So there's some shade and it's beautiful. But I just so believe in the roots of people, in where we come from, and embracing that, and embrace the thing, every aspect of Philadelphia. There's the negative people that threw, we're still on that reputation of throwing snowballs.
From 1967, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Let it go. But no, we're still doing crap like that. But that's just a few yahoos. Every organization you can come up with. If you're in a religion, there's really bad people in your religion. If you're in a group like the Rotary Club, there's really bad people. But there's everywhere you go, there's bad apples that spoil the bunch. Well, that's the same with Philadelphia. Anybody in this podcast right now, I can't speak for Bill, but not throw a snowball at Santa Claus. Okay.
Well, they never tell the part, Craig. He was wearing a Cowboys jersey at the time, so therefore he deserved it.
He did deserve it. The Cowboys, yeah. They deserve it. All bets are off. But they're just so unique because there's this like pride. It's false pride. It's real pride. Whatever the pride is, it's just have fun with it. Lean into it. That's why I teach in Winning with Humor too. Is like lean into the fun of things. Have fun. I do a thing called chuckle chatter where you can laugh at anything, and also guided laughitation. You can laugh at anything. You get to the meaninglessness when you're through with the laughitation. Oh, that was a lot of meaning to that. That gets rid of all your stressors and all these nerves and all your fears and anxieties. It gets rid of all. Do you know you can't be depressed while you're laughing? You literally cannot. Watch this. I'm depressed. You think I'm depressed in that moment? Of course I'm not. So I have Laughter Heals. You know about that. Laughter Heals Foundation. It's a nonprofit. We go to hospitals, aftercare facilities. We help wounded warriors, cancer patients. We help first responders get rid of this stress, which is a huge disease causer. Yeah. That's why I couldn't stand about the pandemic is they've told us stay indoors. No, go outside. Get your blood flowing. Live life. Have the sun. Breathe the air. Right. Oxygen in your body is a wonderful thing you can do for your health. To laugh. They shut down laughter. We're back, baby. We are back. Come see every comedian you can possibly see. Put it every week on your calendar. What would be wrong with that? Every week you make sure you get your laughter medicine with a comedian.
Amen to that.
Just what the doctor ordered. Well, Craig, again, we appreciate it so much. And we're going to be coming to see you at Soul Joel's in August when you're there. We're looking forward to that.
Awesome. It's going to sell out. So make sure you get your tickets. And by the way, yourgigglebites.com. Get your Unwoke AF shirt or your coffee mug or your I'm stuck between Namaste and Kiss My Ass. That's coming out this week. So go get that stuff. All right. We're going to spread laughter through the world. All right. Yeah. It's good energy.
That's
so,
great.
Hey, partner, my birthday's coming up in a couple months. So,
okay.
There
you go.
Potential gift items there.
It makes it easy for me. That's good. Thank you, Craig.
That's exactly right. Wear it proud.
Craig, thanks again so much for joining us. We have had a great time. And not only, I think everybody watching has learned a lot, laughed a lot, and loved every minute of it. I know we have, and I'm sure they have too. We wish you all the best in all your endeavors, and we look forward to seeing you in August.
And follow me on official Craig Shoemaker, all right, on Instagram. I need young people. My other people, they're not going to be here much longer.
We hear you. All right. You hear that, everybody? Craig Shoemaker on Instagram. And folks, thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week.
I'm the Lovemaster, baby. Yeah. You think it's a fairy tale? Well, Puff the Magic Dragon, baby. Come on and tell Pinocchio a lie. Well, I'm the magic beanstalk, baby. Fee, fi, fo, fum, lay on down, and I'll make you. You know what I'm gonna do for you, baby. Yeah. Oh, I'll love you so good your neighbor will have a smoke. That's right, baby. Yeah, I did a girl so good the police came 3 times. Oh my God, that was so gross. What a visual. I'm so sorry. Erase, erase, erase. Yeah. You look a little uncomfortable. Yeah, I got a fold-out couch and 2 pillows waiting for you right here, baby. Yeah. Do you on the lawn, we'll get arrested for smoking grass. That's right, baby. Yeah. You in real estate? Can you tell me, is this a lot? Yeah, that's right, young thing. I got the Pokemon waiting for you right here, baby. First, I got to get a Pikachu. Yeah. You into Star Wars? Come on up here and Chewbacca. I am so sorry. Seriously, don't encourage him. Erase, erase, erase. Sorry, 19. Delete, delete, delete. 4 people got that joke. Stay with me. Stay with me.